The timing of when Blades began to fall by the wayside of its owning company lines up exactly with a backstory laden with betrayal, scandal, and death. Hi, my name is Airyus, and I play games. In particular, I play Elder Scrolls Blades, and have been since beta back in 2019. As of today, it's been long forgotten, but thanks to you and the rest of the community, we've kept Arena active with new grand champions every month all these years. So now, I stand with you today, wanting the same thing. We want Bethesda, Zenimax, Microsoft, whomever the decision maker is, to continue developing this game. We want you to listen to all of the great ideas the community has for bug fixes, quality of life improvements, and new ways to draw revenue. In fact, we've been giving you these ideas and suggestions for all these years, but no one has listened or responded. And that's why I went to extreme measures to try and get someone's attention. And in doing so, I uncovered this crazy story thanks to my good buddy, Grey Warden, who pointed me in this direction. Now, this is a somewhat untold story that just begged me to tell it. And how could I resist? First, my passion for this game has driven me this far. Answers are the only thing I seek. And just like you, we have yet to receive any. In addition to that, the timing of when Blades began to fall by the wayside of its owning company lines up exactly with a backstory laden with betrayal, scandal, and death. As the wandering hype master, it's my duty to you to bring you this story, all the facts and none of my own opinions. So let's start at the beginning with Chris Weaver, an American entrepreneur, software developer, scientist, author, and educator who founded the parent company of Elder Scrolls Blades back in 1986. But not as an independent company. It was established as a division of Media Technology Limited, also founded by Weaver. During this time, Robert Altman was practicing law. His father founded the Washington firm of Kruth and Altman. The younger Altman practiced on his own with Clark Clifford, a former defense secretary under Lyndon Johnson and a longtime Democratic presidential advisor. Even this early in his career, he already began developing ties to the White House. At this point, we can see clearly two different men that hardly had it in their destinies to intertwine. Weaver, a scientist, gamer, and teacher at MIT. Altman, a lawyer, ties to high society, and likes to party, which was evident later as he was known for putting on a luxury show at industry events. Several years ago, Wedbush securities analyst Michael Patchard was attending a Bethesda software exhibit where $100 bottles of Glenmorangie was being poured. A staffer told Michael that Robert insisted on the 18-year-old spirit, saying he'd never offer a guest something he wouldn't drink himself. Wow! I mean, just wow! But here's even more wow. Altman and his father were indicted in 1992 on charges of trying to defraud regulators in connection with the U.S. investments of Bank of Credit and Commerce International, a Luxembourg-based financial institution that authorities claimed, get this, was laundering money overseas. Bruh, all of you folks. The two agreed to forfeit $5 million in 1998 to settle these charges because, well, Clifford couldn't even stand trial because he was way too old. Clifford is Altman's dad, by the way. And Altman just, I think they tried to drag it out as long as they could and ended up just paying $5 million in 1998 to settle charges brought by the Federal Reserve in connection with this matter. And from then on, Altman was banned from practicing law ever again. Right? Even more wow! So what does he do? Well, at this point, Bethesda was established as a division of Media Technology Limited, right? Because Weaver wanted to do more with media technology than gaming. However, for whatever reason, in 1999, Media Technology Limited was converted to Zenimax Media, being co-founded by Chris Weaver and Robert Altman. How the two met is still unclear to me, and I have not been able to dig it up in my research so far. But if any of you know more about the detail, definitely holler at me in the comments below. So now, Bethesda is a subsidiary of ZeniMax Studios, leaving Robert Altman and Chris Weaver as co-founders. Now, as chief executive of ZeniMax, Mr. Altman goes on to acquire a host of game developers using his political connections to stock the advisory board with figures like, well, U.S. Senator George J. Mitchell. How about CBS chief Les Moonves? Or Democratic National Committee Chairman Terry McAuliffe? And most notably of all, President Donald Trump's younger brother, Robert. More whoa, right? But what happens next is gonna blow your mind. During the partnership at ZeniMax, Weaver begins to feel that he is being pushed out of the company. He starts to suspect that Altman is working with other CEOs to push him out. Dude, allegations of Weaver spending too much time teaching at the university and not enough time working for ZeniMax begin to surface. Of course, giving Altman the credibility he needs to push harder on Weaver. Now, I know I keep saying this, but what happens next is gonna blow your mind. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And please hit that like button. It's the only weapon we have against the AI algorithm that seeks to suppress the truth we wish to share with you. You're gonna wanna be here to find out if my attempts to reach out to Chris Weaver himself are successful. More whoa!